During sa training?
Yes.
Ano ba mga breeds
Yeah.
ang tinatrain nyo para maging yung safe na sakyan ng mga...
Well, depende rin sa anong sport ang sasalin mo.
Right.
Halimbawa, ang pinaka-popular syempre sa US at sa Australia ay yung thoroughbred. Kasi yun ang tawag nito downstream market for mga kabayo or thoroughbreds na hindi umaabot sa racetrack. Kasi mabagal, maliit. At saka sa in those countries, normally hindi sinasali nila yung mga mares, yung mga babae. Kasi normally they're small. At so pag na-reject ka sa umabot ka sa colt, mostly reject. Dinadala sa mga sports naman. So
I'm sorry, like what?
well, you have show jumping, you have even polo,
Okay.
you have endurance riding. There are many other uses for animals or for the horses of that thoroughbred breed. Pero sa Europe naman, iba yung takbo doon. Industry talaga doon, hindi downstream market or industry. Talagang main industry, sports. It's called sport horse industry. And it's a billion-dollar industry dun sa Europe. At saka nagpo-promote ng sariling breed. Halimbawa, ang Germans, the Hanoverians for dressage. Yung French, yung Selle Francaise. Yung Dutch warm blood.
And you were saying kanina that one show horse can go up to 6 million
Yes.
pesos.
Dollars. And the highest, nagkwento ito, yung pinakamahal na kabayo, no, so far was recorded 10 million euro.
Anong
Ito,
breed yun?
Ito yung isang breed ng German. Kaso, ang may-ari was not from Germany. At ang Germans, medyo gusto na iswapang i-corner lahat ng mga mahusay na kanilang breed. I think it's a I don't know if it's a Hanoverian, but I forgot. They have two big breeds there. But anyway, nung nanalo itong kabayo sa dressage, parang sa gymnastics, nagkaroon ng 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, perfect score.
Yeah.
Ang hirap kunin mga score na yan. So, wow, masterpiece ito. Ang ginawa ng Germans, on the spot, offered the money. Okay, bibilhin nila. Pagkatapos, binalik sa rider. O sige, sakyan mo na lang. Pero lahat ng similya, amin yon.
So, ano na yon? Mga...
Horse trading.
Oo, horse trading. Yeah,
Literally.
pero once you acquire a horse, how much time ba usually does it take para mag-bonding kayo, para the horse will learn to trust you?
Well, it depende, no? Kasi yung ibang, kagaya ng halimbawa, galing sa straight from the womb, no, of the mother, at saka sanay sa tao, at hindi mong sanay sa pag, ikaw mag-alaga, it's almost instantly. Parang nagiging surrogate parent ka. Susunod yan. And you can even give it some verbal signs.
So maganda na lumaki sa iyong company.
Yes, very important na ganon. Pero yung iba na halimbawa, last 2 months ago, bumili ako ng mga kabayo galing sa Tagaytay. Although I screened them for behavior, yung iba, syempre, they have to be more comfortable. Kaya sinasabi ko sa nag-alaga, pakainin mo, dalhin mo wherever you go, parang aso. So that magiging maamo yung kabayo. The worst, of course, kung nakatali yung kabayo, then nagiging defensive. Maski papakainin.
Matapang.
Matapang.
So, hindi dapat itali.
As much as possible, wag. Kung itatali, make sure na hindi napabayaan na dapat merong parating tubig at saka pagkain. Pati aso pag tinali mo at kinulong mo, nagiging ibang ugali
Nagiging matapang. What about kasi maraming mga stories lumalabas tungkol sa mga horses. You acquire a horse, tapos for some reason, kahit anong pag-amo nila sa horse, hindi mag-trust sa kanila yung horse, at saka hindi sila makapag-bond. And it turns out pala there's something wrong with the horse physical, no? Usually, paano nalalaman ito? I mean, how do you know that there's something wrong with the horse? Sometimes, hindi nagpapakita ng symptoms.
Well, okay, meron akong actual experience. Bumili kami ng kabayo, well, it was practically given to us. Nung sinubukan namin sa isang farm, okay naman, walang problema. Nung dinala sa farm namin, parang ilang sa tao. Maski may pagkain ka, pag lumapit, hindi siya papayag or give the head or ask, but all the time umaatras. Lately, nung sinasakyan ko ng konti, at least may konting confidence na. Alangan pa rin ng kabayo, but not as bad as before. No? And I had a horse before that was very vicious, ang tawag doon, mafia. And nangangagat at naninipa. Except for 2 people.
Ano pinili?
Ako at yung sota, yung papakain.
Oh, pero kicking is a natural instinct for them, di ba?
Yes. Defensive mechanism.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this horse never kicked you.
No.
And you think it's because?
Well, siguro he was badly treated in galing racetrack.
Okay. And how is the horse now?
He's already, I put him down already. Matagal na.
Now, meron tayong question from Judy of Fairview in Quezon City. When training, do you need to focus only on one event at a time? And, for example, show jumping first, then endurance riding?
Well, the show jumping is a very complicated activity. It involves many aspects. Endurance riding to me is one of the best to start because it's very basic. It's just riding over a course, and it's up to you how you do that thing. Although it's a race, you have to still take care of the horse. So, but more sophisticated than that is, of course, you do dressage, and eventing involves 3 disciplines: dressage, cross country, and show jumping. So it gets more and more complicated.
Why is it complicated? Show jumping, for instance, why is it complicated?
Well, if you've seen a competition, either live or on, which I would like to take this opportunity to invite. We have the National Show Jumping Youth at the Manila Polo Club this Saturday and Sunday in the afternoon at 2:00. Although we have one big problem, of course, the Polo Club is a private club. We will try to make I'll try to make arrangements for them that if people want to watch, they will be allowed to enter.
Oh, say the name of the name of the event again.
The event is our National Youth Show Jumping Championships.
Okay.
These are for 12 to 21-year-olds. Unfortunately, because it is not really a very high level, but it's quite demanding, so we might not have very many competitors.
Okay. When will this be, Stephen?
It starts Saturday, and then the final round will be Sunday.
Okay. Can people go and watch?
As I said, I will make arrangements with the Polo Club management that if there are any of your listeners, have mentioned this, listen to it and want to go, then they'll be allowed to go and watch.
Great.
Okay. So, before we end this first portion of our discussion, ano ba yung mga masasabi mong tips na dapat hindi gawin ng mga first-time riders or beginners sa kanilang mga kabayo?
Well, okay. Kung first time ka na gusto sumakay or sumasakay ka, the best thing for me, maglakad, just walk, relax lang, no? First of all, dalawang bagay yon. Number 1, the horse, you get yung balance mo. It will give you good balance.
So you make the horse walk while you're on top of it. You're riding the horse, but you're just walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then subok mag-ikot left and right, turn circle, stop the horse. At dahan-dahan dapat yan. Pag medyo confident ka na, pwede ka magtakbo ng konti. But to me, that's not the essence of riding, is yung pabilis ang takbo. The most important is balance at saka control. Yung pag takbo-takbo, madali yun. Ang hirap is magpigil.
And in the process, you develop bonding
Well, you develop confidence in yourself and the horse also realizes na hindi siya masasaktan, hindi mo hihilahin sa bunganga, hindi mo papaluin. So, syempre, the horse will say, okay, itong rider na ito. Hindi ako sinasaktan at marunong.
Oh, kasi naalala mo si Biscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, o hindi ba?
Oh,
From-
my
from-
horse mafia was like that, si Biscuit,
Oh,
matapang.
Meron secret eh, no? May secret understanding sila ng ano niya,
Oo.
kanyang rider.
Yeah.
Okay, so ang time check po tayo ay 1:47. Magbabalik ang Kwentuhang Pets at Iba Pa pagkatapos ng ilang Balik po tayo dito sa programang Kwentuhang Pets at Iba Pa. Kasama po natin si Steven Virata, ang Secretary General ng Equestrian Association of the Philippines at Chairman ng Rules and Regulations Committee of the Asian Equestrian Federation. Ngayon, pinag-usapan po natin kanina yung tungkol sa yung mga tips sa mga panibagong mga riders, yung mga natututo pa lang. Pero ngayon, Steve, pag-usapan naman natin, no, marunong ka na, meron ka ng mga sarili mong kabayo. Paano naman mag-maintain ng horses, no? Ano yung diet nila? Ano yung kinakain nila na tama?
Well, maraming klaseng uri ng pagkain para sa kabayo. Kasi yung diet ay depende rin sa kailangan ng kabayo. Halimbawa, yung karaniwan ng mga kabayo ay yung tawag nito, say sport horse or say race horse.
Right.
Siyempre, ang kailangan nila mataas yung protina. Pag nakita mo sa mga, kung bibili ka ng mga horse feeds, bantayan mo yung tawag nito, yung level or percentage ng protina. Kasi pag hindi masyado naman ginagamit yung kabayo sa exercise or ensayo, masama yung mataas ng protina sa dugo nila.
Ano mangyayari?
Well, unang-una magiging mainit sila, masyadong high-strung, parang karne, parating araw-araw karne yung kinakain
I
mo.
see, okay.